Welcome back to Demon Slayer, Anime Review episode number 17. This is again my final thoughts on the Entertainment District arc and an announcement. Let's first talk about my final thoughts on this season. Now, in my opinion, it was a mistake. Now, I have not seen the Mugen Train that they did for the anime, which all I heard for it was that they gave it new animation and new music. That's all I heard. I was more interested in this arc than the readaptation of the Mugen Train movie. Though I have heard the reason why they did it, because according to an article I read, was because not everybody saw the movie. This is according to Ubisoft, where, not everybody saw the movie, so readapt it. Do you call the film grossing $1 billion? Not everybody seeing it. I'm sure people who are fans of the anime probably saw it. And I'm sure they probably saw the fact that Demon Slayer is back and they watched it we've already seen already. And my guess is that either the ratings were actually pretty good or they were not that good. And then they get Entertainment District, which probably the ratings were a heck of a lot better. Because so we haven't seen before the anime. The Entertainment District arc, which I've heard a couple conflicting stories exactly how long this arc is. Because the arc itself started with chapter 67 and it wrapped up with 97. Though I have heard another source, it was actually wrapped up at 99. Though I believe 97 one basically better based on the way this anime ends. Yep. But the changes they made were very minor at best. And Usopp, the anime that the studio makes this one, they did a really good job with this arc. It was well paced, nothing was rushed, and everything basically felt very natural. This thing, they prove that, well, in the case of improving over the first season of the show, yes, definitely. For one thing, they only did one story arc, an official story arc, not a recap of a movie like they did before this one, but they did a great job with the Entertainment District arc, and I love it. And it's interesting, though, they start the season off with a 45-minute episode, which when I heard when it aired, it may have been an hour. Yes, I saw one little meme online where, oh, we heard the thing is supposed to be an hour, smiling, and it turns out it was actually 45 minutes. I was like, damn, that was really freaking long. And then starting episode 2 onwards, up until episode 10, it was regular 23.5-minute episode. Until we got this episode, which I had heard, according to an article, that it was supposed to be 45 minutes. This was 32 minutes. Excuse me. It's interesting, though, that it is for covering roughly 3 chapters of manga. Excuse me, yes. Now, I have told some people about this particular thing. Now, I've already got my final thoughts. Now I'll talk about the announcement. Demon Slayer is getting a season 3. And it's going to start adapting. The first arc they're going to do is the Swordsman Village Arc, which I am looking forward to this one. From what I remember, this arc is roughly, I think it's about 30 chapters. Yeah, it's about the same length as this season, this season was like 31 chapters. Next arc is roughly 30 chapters. Do I think it will take 11 episodes to cover 31 chapters? No, I think it might be slightly longer than that. But it depends on how much they're going to do. I know the Hashira Pillar arc, which that was next arc between this arc and the final arc of the series, that arc is not very long. That arc is only 8 chapters. Roughly the shortest arc since the first arc of the series. Well, actually, it's the second shortest out of the entire series because it's only 8 chapters. Well, the opening arc was 5 chapters called the final. I think it was like the final push, I think it was. Yes. Actually, it was a final test. That's what they called the first arc anyways. Yep. Am I looking forward to season 3? Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm definitely looking forward because I really enjoyed reading the Swordsman Village Arc. And it's interesting, though, that I recently, over the past few months, reviewed an arc that I did talk about a couple years ago when I talked about arcs in the manga. And nothing really much, let's say, But do I regret doing that? Like, at the time, I didn't know if there was even going to be a season 2 because I knew about the movie. I had no idea at the time there was going to be a movie, a season 2 at all, because it was completely unknown. That was the latest I heard for a while, and actually it was about 3 years ago. I think it was. Yeah, because I think the first season ended in 2019. I think I watched it. I think it was just as soon as the anime had just wrapped up its first season of the show, and I heard about the movie. I had no idea about season 2 at all, so I just reviewed. Now I skipped over the Mugen Train arc, reviewing the manga version of that, purely because I knew about the movie adaptation arc. So I skipped over it and started it with the Entertainment District arc, which I basically covered that. I covered arc by arc. I covered that first, Swordsman Village, Hot Training, and the most recent, the final arc of the series, Infinite Castle, which pretty much took up the last over 100. It's 100+ chapters. It is the longest arc of the entire series. Now, do I think this will be adapted for a whole season? Yes, given how long this thing is. Oh my gosh. The final arc of the manga, it is really, really long. Like, you might be asking, like, how long is the final chapter of the arc? For the final chapter, excuse me. Let's see. Guys, remember Hot Training is like 8 chapters. It like 8 or 9 chapters. It's like really short. My nose like what's coming up in just a minute. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So, final battle arc. Well, in the case of Village District. Well, Swordsman Village, I thought it would start with 90. I thought it was 128, excuse me. That's actually ended with 127, but it did start with 98. Yes, it does stop on 27. And the hostage training, I knew it was really sure. It's like, I thought it was 8 chapters, and it was actually 9 chapters. The final arc covers chapters 137 to 204. Could this be an entire season? Yes. Yes, it can be. Yes. But it all depends upon the anime, what they're going to do with it. Yep. What are they going to do with it? Yeah. But not much else to say about these episodes. And, of course, my announcement. I'm just purely happy the fact we're getting their season with the show. Yep, so yes, that's going to be it for this particular review. Excuse me. Stay tuned for next week. It's going to be One Piece. Yep. Next video.